Hello again, everyone. Hey, if you saw my video about the Binghamton Train Show, you would have saw that I got this car at the show. It's the Micro Trains Grit and Grime series. They're doing, HO cars. Of course, they're using Accurail kits. But I've been very interested in building one of these. It comes pre-weathered. So I thought, you know what, let's do a video putting this together. So the first thing I'm going to do, before I cut all the parts off and stuff, is I've already changed the wheels. I don't like Accurail plastic wheels, so these are Walters all metal wheels. And there's your instructions. Pretty straightforward. Oops, especially if it's right way up. So put that over there. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the weight to the floor. So we'll cut out the floor real quick, get the trusty little nippers, and these are Crescent. You know what? I got these at Home Depot. It comes in a set. These are nice pliers. I use these all the time, these nippers. So we'll just go here. Very simple. And there we go. And then we just, you can use a knife or a file. Where is it? So it's smooth. Of course, you're not going to see this when it's built. So, and those cutters are cut pretty clean. So let's just see how that looks. I generally like a file better than zoom in there over a knife because it makes it smoother and usually it's more square. So when I glue metal to plastic, I really like the Walters goo. I know some guys use other stuff, but this stuff's been around for who knows how long. You shouldn't smell it, it does kind of smell good, but you can hear me say that. But I like it because it's a rubbery glue. And what you do is just put some on, and it attacks plastic. I don't worry too much about it sticking to painted surfaces. But I don't like using super glue type glues for putting on weights because it's too rigid and it cracks easy. And what I like about the goo is even once it dries, it's still somewhat rubbery and has give to it, so like vibrations doesn't break it free and stuff. So you gotta be careful. You do not want to squeeze this tube too hard, because if you do that, it'll flow like crazy and you'll have this rubbery red stuff all over, or orange stuff all over the place. So that's the only thing I'm going to use goo on for this build. And what you do is you wait 3 minutes. So it really attacks the plastic, and even the metal doesn't really, I don't think, attacks the metal, but it adheres itself. So we'll get it 3 minutes. I'll come back and we'll put it together. Okay, 3 minutes has gone by, and due to the magic of filming, 3 minutes seems like a second. All right, so you just line up as square as possible. There are little ridges that you want to get in, and you want to, let's just get that nice and square and press down. And get these little mini clamps. I found these at Home Depot also. So put one here. Make sure we're in the right spot. And then we'll, the goo came out there. We'll clamp this side. And once again, it's hard doing this when you have a camera in front of your face. So there we go. And I like to let this sit for 24 hours. I mean, you could probably get away with it after a few, but I'll just let it sit, and tomorrow night I'll get to work on it some more. But in the meantime, we can cut out the parts. And, you know, if you're not confident where the parts go, you can leave them on the sprue, but I find it annoying having on them. So we'll just cut everything out real quick. We have the end pieces, which is pretty cool. They're weathered. I don't know if I can get in there to cut them out. Yeah, not so bad. Got your coupler covers. Let's get those. Put those. All right, so we'll just get our trusty knife right here. And we'll just clean up a little bit. And of course, this isn't the sharpest knife. And like I said, I'm doing this in front of a camera. It's not the easiest, but you know, you're not even going to see this once it's in the car, this part. But you do want it, you know, clean so it sits flat when it's in the car, so you don't have any issues with it going. Okay, so the brake cylinder goes into the end of the car. You can see a little hole right there, above the big hole, that is. And hopefully this goes right in there and I don't have too much problem. Ah, there we go. Press that in. Beautiful. We'll just go to the back. And I like using a little Tamiya. You know, a little dab will do you. Right there. Nice and easy. Okay, it's been 24 hours, so I took the clamps off and the weight is glued on nicely. And as you remember, the brake, or the air tank, I call that cylinder earlier, the tank, is, you know, that's dry. There's no air, there's no brake cylinder. You know, the piece for the piston that pushes in out and makes everything work. They got the regulator, but well, whatever. I didn't make the kit, so. All right, so let's flip it over. And let's see, we'll zoom in a little bit. Sometimes camera acts flaky when you zoom it in, but all right. So we're gonna put these pieces on right here, and these go. If you can see, there's like a little edge on this side, and it's open. So it's important the open side faces in, and they have larger tabs. What's on my finger? Sticker. There's a larger tab and a smaller one, so it kind of guides you, you know, how to put it on. So I'll use some of the thicker Tamiya glue. And well, most you see is my hands, huh? So we'll just put some on the pegs here. Doop. And then just press right in. Let's see, this goes on this side. There we go. We'll do this one. I've been busy all day. All right. So press that down. And there we go. Then next, make sure the glue cap's on. Always make sure you screw back your glue bottles, this cap down, because I've knocked into them and spilled glue, and it makes one heck of a mess, and it ruins your working mat. So we're going to use Katie 148s. You see the little whiskers, couplers. And we got our coupler box. So this goes in like such. And it fits right in here. And in theory, it fits right in here. There we go. Line up the hole. And we have our little Phillips screwdriver, so like I said, I'm working around a camera here, so that just goes in there to hold the coupler box in place, or you call it the draft gear. too tight, so we make sure the coupler's still loose. Sure. We got a good fitting coupler. All right. And there's another piece to go on here, but I'm going to hold off until I get the car built because they're rather delicate pieces. And these, you know, open up the hatch on the bottom, or the bay, go right there. So we'll put this aside, and we'll work on the main body a little bit. You know what, since we're working on the bottom, let me put the trucks on. I got another little black screw. It just goes right in there. Tighten that down. Still pretty loose. It's kind of bottomed out. We'll get this one. Okay, so that's the bottom part. We'll put that aside and work on the body a little bit. So we have 4 hatches, and you know, they got a little bit of dirt on them. You can see they have a flat, probably around the flat edge. That goes, you can see on top of the car, lines up with that. And these did have a bit of a, you know, from the flashing right there. They see a little white. So I clean their ones up, but I just take a file and get that smoothed out. Just so you know what I... And as always, this is so much easier when you're not doing it in front of a camera. You're not going to see that bottom part. Make sure it's round. That's cleaned out. Yep. So for this, I'll just use the thinner Tamiya. And let's see, make sure I'm on camera. You can see how it just took into that, went through the whole ring when you put that that thin stuff, Tamiya glue. So we'll line up the hatch. Press it in. Oops. And we're done. Pretty simple. And I'll go doing the other 3 real quick. All right, all 4 hatches are in. You know, if you don't like the weathering, you can always put a little more weathering on these, you know. But pretty, like you saw, just pretty easy. Just a little bit of glue, press it in, let it dry. So we'll get my trusty little file. Just file it down a little bit. Probably because it has paint on it. You know what? I've had this file. My nails nice and dirty. I've had this file since I was a teenager. It's my favorite go-to file. I got a bunch more, but... Alright. Let's see if it goes in now easier. It's always fun when you're trying to video thing and it doesn't quite work out right. So let's see if I can get that to press in now. Yep. There we go. See, square. So press it a little more. And then just from the back side here, we'll just give it a little, whoops, let me get that camera, huh? Just a dab of glue, the real thin stuff, it'll soak in there. It'll hold that regular in place. So next we'll just install the ends. So we have the non-brake side, or brake free, whatever. So it just fits up in here. You push it back against the stops. Just push it in, making sure it's nice and snug. And this is the side that has the brake wheel. So we take the one with the brake tank in there, the reservoir. It just goes up in there like so. You see there's a stop on the body. Those go in there. And I like to put a little bit of glue myself. So I just get some of the thin stuff. Just to make it a more solid body. And this stuff is pretty thin. It just runs right in. Most of you probably know that. Most guys use the Tamiya glues. Make sure it's in there. I probably went off camera again, didn't I? All right, so then the body, let's just zoom out a little. These grooves here will go in the grooves of the body, hopefully. So it should all just press right in. And voila, you almost have a finished car. We can go ahead and glue the gate, or the outlet gates. So I'm gonna use a little thicker glue because I don't think they sit that well in there. See what I'm saying? It has little pegs. Come on, focus. See that? They go in the holes. So just to be on the safe side, we'll go with a thicker glue, you know, stuff in the orange cap. That is probably way too much. Let's see. There, little paper towel, take that off. We'll just press that in. I don't feel like it's really going in well. There I go. I felt the pegs go into the hole. So you have to finagle a little bit. And you can see there's a little bit of the molding was. There's a little dot. But like I said, we'll get a little bit of weathering powder. We can touch that up. Not a big deal. And then we'll do the other side. Is that too much glue? Whoops. I'm doing a great job of going off camera, aren't I? Probably because I'm rushing. I just want to get this done. But anyways, we'll flip it over, line that until you can feel it click in. There we go. That one's okay. Until it sets up, but you can see right there. I'm going to hold these for a bit until the glue really takes, so I'll be back. All right, we're in the home stretch. We don't have many parts left, only 8. So we'll concentrate on the brake side. So you can see there's a little notch right here. That's where the chain detail goes up to here. You got these 3 holes for the crossover platform. And the one on this side has a notch for the chain. The other side doesn't. I won't show you the other side. I'll just put it on quick. And we got the brake wheel put on. So we'll grab the chain piece. Real quick like. Put a little glue on the top of the chain and just a little where the notch goes. And we'll put that in theory, like that. And there we go. Hopefully it sticks. And then we'll glue on the brake wheel. So just a little dab of glue on the little peg. Whoops. Just place it in real easy, like. Get in the hole. You know, I test fitted this earlier. Of course, it goes right in, no problem. There we go. All right, so there's that. And now we put in the crossover piece. A little dab of glue in each peg. And then that just goes, in theory, nice and easy right there. There we go. And that side's done. And like I said, the other side has the same thing without a notch, and I'll put that one on. And then what we got left is the 4 stirrup steps. All right, the only thing we have left now is to put the 4, focus there, stirrup steps in the corners. And you can see right in there, right here, see if that focuses, there's little slots. And there's a little, you know, tab at the end. I filed them a little bit so they fit in nicely, because sometimes the paint, you know, makes it too thick. So get a little glue on there, and then we'll just slide that up in there. Please go. There we go. Nice and easy. Oh, come on, focus. And there's your stirrup step. And I'll go ahead and do the other 3, and then we'll see the final result. All right, all 4 stirrup steps are on. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? They're small. Let's turn it around. They're all on. So now let's just quickly check the coupler height. Let's see where this is. Nice. Usually Accurail kits are pretty right on. That made sense, didn't it? Pretty right on. With a coupler height, you know, a lot of times the blue box, you had to put washer, a little fine fiber washer underneath the truck to make it right. But there you have it. That's the basic car, which is just what I want to show you in this video, you know, what you can make with the kit. And so I'll just turn around so you can see the other side real quick. But one thing I would say is I would definitely weather the trucks more, because you got this weathered car, and look at the truck's nice and clean. Now I did put, like I said, I upgrade the wheels, in which I painted rusty brown, but I would paint the springs rusty, and then I would take the Tamiya brown rust powder and give it a little rub on those trucks so they get like a rusty, dull vibe, not too heavy, you know. But anyways, so there we go. I think it's, you know, this is a fun car. You know, they're not as cheap as an Accurail kit. I paid $40 for this car, and you know, you're paying for the special paint job and the fade look and all that stuff, and you know, it's fun to put together. A couple of these in your layout with a cool, you know. But I know some guys like doing their own, and they can do it much cheaper, so that's cool too. So overall, I really like it. Will I buy more of these? Possibly. There's one that's like really cool that I like. So, you know, but I love building cars. That's just my favorite thing. So, all right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching as always. And you know the deal. Where you see me, oh, come on. You know you're going to see something cool. Train-wise anyways. All right. Take care.